Hi, I'm Chris. This is Plumbing Explained, and you're watching Unclogged. So today we're going to be unclogging a kitchen sink through an 1.5 inch exterior cleanout. We're going to be using our Baby Huey machine, the Spartan Model 81. We bought this machine to replace our stolen Model 100, and we couldn't be happier. This is one of the greatest machines we have ever owned. So I'm currently running 2 different drums for this machine because it's so easy to swap the drums on and off. You can do it in between jobs or on the job site like I did here. I have 1 1/4 inch 50-foot cable and drum and 1 5/16 inch 50-foot cable. The 5/16 is an inner core cable. Spartan doesn't make an inner core 1/4 inch, so we just went with a normal 1/4 inch, but it is Spartan, so it is treated with zinc. It's rust resistant, and it's just that typical Spartan rigidity that you don't get from other cable manufacturers. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my C cutter here on the tip of the 5/16 cable. That little bag of bits right there is what the cable comes with. You get a drop head, a push head, a couple C cutters. I think you get a half cutter. You get a lot for this little cable here. Even if you don't own a Spartan machine, I recommend you call up your local Spartan rep and order up a Spartan cable. They'll come put it on whatever machine you have. This Model 81 is just an awesome machine. Super lightweight, super quiet. Like I said, you can switch the drums on and off. That makes it super versatile. So like I can go in and do a shower or lav sink drain right now with my 1/4 inch drum and cable, and then swap it right back out and come back out and hit this drain line again if I need to. So yeah, I'm just really loving this machine, and I couldn't recommend it more. If anybody out there is looking for a new machine to do up to 3-inch drain lines, 1.25 to 3 inch, I highly recommend picking one of these up and going dual drum like I did. Now, when I say 3-inch, I mean like soft stoppages, not like 3-inch root intrusions. This is the residential service and repair plumber's dream machine right here. So we're dropping into an 1.5 inch exterior cleanout. We're going to be unclogging a clogged kitchen sink drain line on this run. And as you're going to see rather quickly, we get into this clog right about now. See, as the cable kicked out there on me. Thankfully, I had both hands on the cable. Now, that's why I typically like, when I'm feeding the cable out, I like to have 2 hands on the cable, 1 hand feeding back towards the drum, 1 hand feeding towards the cleanout. I always like to keep the cable in between 2 fingers on the hand feeding towards the cleanout. That way I can kind of visualize and get an idea of what the cable's going through. Right there, I'm working my way through a bend. Anytime I feel like a tight spot when I'm snaking a drain, I like to kind of do that fishing action back and forth a little bit, working through the bend, especially as I'm using water to kind of help flush anything out that I'm hitting. And now right now I'm on something else that felt tight, so here I am going to work through that. I think it was the final bit of the run before it dropped into the main right there, because right about now I think it just got loose on me, and now I'm going to feed it out 1 hand. See, so we're in the main there. As you can see, the cable's kind of flopping around. That's how you know that we have now entered a larger drain line. So I've got hot water running inside, and I'm going to feed this out a little bit more just in case there's anything like caked on the tip of the cable there that I want to just wash off while it's in the main instead of having it come back through the smaller drain line. And now, this is something I like to do, especially when I'm outside. I like to run the machine while I'm pulling it back. I think it really helps clean the inside of the line a little bit more. But it makes it harder to clean your cable off as it's coming back. So I definitely mainly try and do it when I know there's tight areas and things like that. And I only really do it if I can have water running at the same time. Typically only if I'm outside or if I've got something wiping the cable off as I'm pulling it out, because I know it will sling, dirty water all over a bathroom or something like that if I'm doing this interior. I learned that the hard way quite a few times, guys. So as you see here, I'm pulling my cable back, cleaning it off. This is something I definitely recommend you do. For years, I did not clean my cables off as I pulled them back. And, it caused me to have to replace my cables quite often. I think it's really important that you treat your tools and your equipment as nice as possible. Keep it as nice as possible as long as you can. It looks professional for your customers. They think, oh, hey, this guy actually cares about his stuff. He takes care of his stuff. I'm sure he's going to take care of my plumbing, right? You walk up and your stuff's all beat up and tore up. The guy's probably going to think, shoot, maybe I need to watch this guy and make sure he doesn't, beat up my plumbing and, stuff like that. So these were some little feeder roots. I know it looks like hair, but they're actually some little feeder roots. I've snaked this line quite a few times. This is one of my first customers, and I do quite a bit of work for these guys. They've got an older home, and they're older folks, so I try and take care of them as often as I can. So if you were running water while snaking the drain or running water while pulling your cable back, you're going to have some water in your drum. If you're not using an open cage machine, then you're going to have some water in the drum. And I hope you're not using an open cage machine. I mean, I guess if it's outdoor, it's not a big deal, but I feel like nobody should be using open cage machines in 2021. That's just me. But anyways, so yeah, you're going to want to drain the water out of your drum for sure, regardless of what machine you have, the Harbor Freight machine or the Spartan machine or whatever machine, you're going to want to drain the water out. So thankfully, the Model 81, you can tip backwards, pull the drain plug, and it drains down real easy. My Spartan 100, I used to tip it forward on a curb, and I'd go right up my invoice and come back and throw the machine back in the truck. But whatever it is, you're going to want to get the water out of that drum because it's probably got some corrosive stuff in it. It's, these people use Drano and all kinds of stuff before they call us, so you don't want that sitting on your cable. It'll make your cable brittle. It can do it can cause a lot of problems for you, especially if you're using these really nice Spartan cables and Spartan machines. I've seen where my rep had pulled my drum off of my machine and it's completely, corroded and falling apart inside just because probably a customer had used Drano and I left it in the drum. It can be all types of problems for you. So that's about it on this one, guys. And if you did happen to kink your cable, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. I always say a kinked cable helps clean a drain line a little bit more. Anyways, guys, till the next one, take care.